Welcome to the Star Monroe Show. This is the era of the desire led woman. And it's good to be back. I can feel every single week as I show up in this new evolution of myself, my business, that things are falling into place. They're also falling out of place, and I am holding the space for it all to happen. Today, I want to dive into being high maintenance. It's one of my favorite topics, and I truly believe it's one of the fastest ways to turf out all your old conditioning and wiring and limiting beliefs that keep you from living a wildly alive, fulfilled life with your desires leading the way. I want to do a little bit of a backstory for this. And then I'm going to come in and explain it some more or unpack it some more. So you've got some food for thought and you've got a little bit of homework or a play assignment to take away from this episode. So as I come back into this business, I am so used to running businesses online. I've done many reiterations, and it is very easy for me to go full steam ahead. I'm a typical Taurian, like I will sit back and do nothing for ages, and then I will charge like the bull, and there'll be no stopping me. I'm very aware of that part that wants to charge forward, keep producing content. I even thought it was like, oh, let's do a whole 12 episodes of this podcast, and, like get it done. And I was like, no, because if we do that, we've given no space for your wisdom, for your knowing, which is what I live by, to come through. So I was listening to last week's episode when I was walking, doing my morning walk today. Actually, it wasn't morning, it was midday, and it was blistering hot here in Tampa. So I was listening to it, and I can already see there are some tweaks of my language, which really is important. It's all the small things that make a difference. We think that we have to change the big thing, but it's not. It's the tiny things over a long period of time that are going to make the difference. I don't know whether you can hear as well. Like I'm sitting here in my office and there is gonna be a massive thunderstorm. Well, it's happening right now. I'm just waiting for the rain to lash at the windows. It's one of my things that I love living here in Tampa. You get the sun, and then you get the storms. So yes, let's get back on track. So this in everything that I'm saying, this is me being high maintenance with myself, because high maintenance is demand more from ourselves first and foremostly, then we get to demand it from the world. Most people try and demand it from the world first, and then fail dismally because they haven't raised their frequency within them, their energy, and we are all energy beings. So as I leaned back and I sort of was listening to last week's episode, I was like, oh, yes, I've got to tweak some languaging. So I went back onto the website, tweaked some languaging. I went away, thought about it. And I was like, is that right, what I'm doing? And does it feel good to your body? And there were a couple of things that didn't feel right, that felt like, oh, that's not what I want to guide. That's not what I want to teach. And so the reason I'm telling you this is because it's really easy for me just to go, oh, no, don't worry about it, and just keep moving on. Just keep moving on, keep producing, keep showing up. But what I'm doing is very intentionally, high maintenance, very intentionally building this business. Like I'm building my life. I'm building my life so intentionally here in America, which I love being in America, by the way. It's this meticulous eye to detail, because it's the small things. And if you think about it, it's we are building the foundations of who we are. And so, what I'm doing is building the foundations to a new life. And so, I'm very discerning on the people that I let into my world, how I spend my time, my energy, my attention. And then also, I'm doing the same thing for the business. So, I'm producing, I'm creating, and then I'm leaning back from that creation and going, well, how does that feel? How does that feel for you? It's really easy as well, because there's so many people, I don't know what business you're in, or what you do in the world, but if you're online, it's so easy to listen to another coach, I'm doing air quotes, tell you, oh, you've got to listen to people online, what they want. No, I don't agree with that, because then I'm doing what they want to do. I'm like, no, I know my wisdom. I know it works for women. And so for me, it's always this tweaking of it and watching what lands. But I need to run it through my body, my ecosystem, to see how it sits. And that is me demanding more from myself as I move ahead with this business. Now, before I get really deep into this high maintenance stuff, what I want you to do is write this date down, even though I'm not going to give you the full date. I'm just like, oh my God, Star. September. My next program is going to run in September. It's called Flaunt. It's called Flaunt. And we are going to have so much fun on Flaunt. It's a 30-day experiment where we playfully negotiate with your fears so you can show up bolder and live without an ounce of apology. And I was sitting this morning creating it, and oh my God, this is for you. If you want to step out, show up, especially as a woman navigating 50s and above. If you're slightly under 50, I'm not going to quibble about that. But this is for the woman who really wants to embrace who she is. She wants to be in a supportive community and be guided, because we all need to be guided when we're stepping out of our comfort zone into living, the other way to say it, living with the audacity of a middle-aged white man who's not very attractive. So write that date down, September. And then if you really you're serious, I would be serious, get yourself on the wait list. That link is in the show notes, because if you're on the wait list, as I'm watching the lightning split the sky in front of me, you're going to get VIP pricing. You can't do better than that. All right, let's navigate onto high maintenance. So I've talked in one aspect of it. So it really is high maintenance is, okay, slow your roll, Star. So if I come back a notch, women are highly brainwashed and conditioned to be polite and nice and palatable and docile and obedient. And we don't realize how much we're brainwashed into that until we start judging. This is brilliant. Judging other women who are living out loud, doing what they want to do with their lives. And that could be they're having a facelift. It could be that they're actively pursuing one of their kinks and they're sharing that online. And I'm specifically talking about women in their 50s and above, because there's a whole stigma around women as they get older that we really should just shut up and hide in the corner. And that's where all these judgments really come up. So if you've noticed yourself judging other women, it could be like an older woman wearing a tight dress, or having massive tits, or having what is it called when you have your butt done? Or I don't know, huge hair, or just she's outspoken. Notice your judgments, because we're judgmental human beings. But the only thing to notice is, having judgments is fine, but identifying with the judgments is where we're going to go tits up. And so what I'm noticing, because I'm in another country now, so I lived for the majority of my life in the UK. I've lived in Mexico for a bit. I lived in Hawaii years ago. I lived in Turkey for 4 years, and now I'm here, settling in, creating a new life for me here. And I thought the nice thing, the good girl, the polite woman was an English, British thing. Oh, no, no, no. It is rife here in this country. It is rife. And I feel like it's got something to do with that superficiality that there is in this country, that kind of top layer niceness, a veneer that you can't quite get past with the majority of people. So I'm curiously watching that, but also I'm intrigued to see that the brainwashing of women to be nice is alive and flourishing. And I'm not saying that in a good way, like a weed, here in the US of A. So being high maintenance is the antidote. It's going to really push up against all this wiring inside you, because it asks you to show up differently. It asks you to demand more from yourself. And I'm going to probably springboard out and come back, because I was filming content yesterday, and I'm letting myself be creative and just kind of like share what's on my mind, some points of view. And what I truly believe is the most important thing for a woman as she gets older is not that she looks good or she has great hair or she has a great face, is that she is as assertive as motherfucking fuck. That she stands her ground and she does not let any motherfucker push her around. I truly believe that is a life essential skill for every woman. And the only way you're going to do that is by shifting how you're showing up. And being high maintenance is a really powerful way to do it, because what you're doing is, when you're high maintenance, you've got to turn in on yourself first. You can't go out there and just go, oh, I'm high maintenance, I want more, I demand more, I expect more from you. Our expectations are the fastest way for us to fall flat on our face. But what we can do, because what we are only in control of, is ourselves. We're in control of ourselves and how we respond to ourselves and how we respond to life. And I'm going to use me as a real life example here. And I'm going to reference my book, My Wild Love Affair. That is on Amazon. Go pick it up, because I talk about this in that book too. So, oh my God, when was it? 2024, maybe 2023. Whoa, it was 2023. I was in a hump. I was navigating a hump in my life. I achieved what I wanted, made my dreams come true. I was successful, and yet I was looking around my life and I was like, oh, well, there's something missing here. And I stumbled across that term, high maintenance. I was like, oh, yes. And then, of course, I went down the rabbit hole of following all those stupid influencers online. And, high maintenance has this sort of image about it. If you watch it online, women are, I don't know, I have this image myself, like they're in fur coats and they're walking along in black and white little B-roll clips in a lobby, and I don't know, they may have a cigarette dangling from their fingers and they've got men trailing after them, or someone's giving them a glass of champagne. Anyway, that's all the fucking bullshit perceived with high maintenance. But I was intrigued. And so I dug deeper, because we've got to dig deeper if we want to do the real alchemical shift of who we are, so we can align ourselves with our body, our wisdom, our desires. And I was like, yeah, I want to be fucking high maintenance. And I tell you what else was going on at the same time in my life. I was living in Turkey, and it was at the time when I think Russia was at war, or maybe they might still be at war with the Ukraine, and loads of Russians had come over to live in the town where I was living in. And Russians well, both Turkish and Russian people. I mean, they have this certain air about them, but they're abrupt, they're abrasive, they're cold, they don't smile, they expect things. And I was like watching them all, especially the women. I was just like, whoa, that's really interesting. I was just like observing all these women. I was like, I want to be like that. I want to be more kind of aloof, more mysterious. So again, I kept turning it back. I was like, well, okay, well, what do you have to do? And I didn't quite realize what I had to do. It sort of came slowly because I was investigating and being curious about this. But this had just happened with one of my private clients as well. Like, we've just done 2 months worth work together, and she's just having these epiphanies about how she's showing up in life. And so, if I talk about mine, I might have to get my clients in as well. What I realized was, well, I was dating at the time. I was dating men that didn't value me, and I didn't therefore value myself because I was dating those men. And I was also really hooked on external validation from men, even though I thought I wasn't, because I noticed myself in the gym one day wondering if a fucking random man was looking at me. I was like, I wonder if he's looking at me. And it was in that moment I stopped the treadmill, got off, and I went, what the fuck, bitch? See yourself, notice yourself, validate yourself. And then that started this whole journey of being consciously single, which I am 3 years in, I believe. And I tell you what I did do. I bought myself a beautiful, beautiful king-sized velvet blush pink bed. And I laid in it for the first time last night. And I was like, this is the only bed that I've ever laid in that a man hasn't laid in with me. And a man will never lay in this bed, ever. This will only ever be my bed. Sidetrack. So if I go back to my client, because my client sent me a voice note the other day, and she was like, oh, I started to realize I looked at men and put them into two buckets. One if they were dateable, and one if they weren't dateable. And I noticed that I was acting different with the dateable men, and I kind of got like a little bit girly. What happens is our inner child or our wounded parts come up when we have this primal attraction to the opposite sex. This is why I say, if you're looking for a partner, don't go on attraction, because you're going to get your knickers, your panties in a twist. You always want to go on kind of smooth, comfort, friendship. And she was like, said, I also notice other guys that I don't have this attraction to, and I can talk to them really easily. But she said, I didn't even know I was doing that. She goes, I didn't even know I was doing it. So this is why I love doing this work, because we unpick the unconscious. And I don't know if you've ever seen the meme online where it's an iceberg and you see a little bit of the iceberg jutting out the top, and underneath is fucking massive. That's our unconscious, and we are run from our unconscious. So coming back to being high maintenance, demanding more from ourselves. So I was like, yeah, I've got to see myself. So then I started this journey of really validating myself, noticing when I'm looking outside myself for validation, and slowly taught myself, trained myself to give myself what I wanted others to give me. That is a game changer. That is a game changer, because when you do that, when you give to yourself what you want other people to give you, that's when you stand in your power. That's when you become untouchable, and no one can manipulate you. No one can manipulate you. And then that's when your energy shifts. And when our energy shifts, we attract different people, circumstances, and events into our life. The other place this was playing out in my life is I was having a sneaky glass of wine every evening. Well, I wasn't. I was having a sneaky bottle of wine every evening. And I was thinking, oh, yeah, I can get away with it. I can get away with that. There's no problem. This is who I am. I'm a fun, kind of early 50s kind of girl. This is what I do. But it was getting messy. I was also holding on to a lot of weight. It wasn't making my navigation through menopause any better. I was getting sweats, and I was waking up with anxiety. So that one took a while for me to talk myself into. And I did. I talked myself into not drinking. So that took about a 3-month period of me writing that in through my writing practice every single morning and looking out at other women not drinking. So I was kind of looking for iconic role models out there, especially older women. So I could feel aligned with them. And yeah, I stopped drinking. And I'm in my 3rd year of not drinking. There have been times when I've been here in America, because drinking, much like Britain, there's a whole drinking culture in this country, a whole drinking culture. And there's ads everywhere, and it's how people connect, they unwind. I was even in, what was I in the other day? It wasn't Home Goods. They don't sell wine there. It was next to Home Goods. I don't know. It was, Total Wine. And so I was in there looking around going, what the fuck? I've never seen so much booze in all my life. Why was I in there? What was I trying to get? I was trying to get a ginger cordial, like a spicy ginger cordial. Spicy ginger cordial with sparkling water. Oh, it's next level. Actually, I'm going to make one of those for myself in a minute. So I was in there and I was like, oh, I could just get some tequila. No one would know. I was standing there. And I was like, no, you can't. Get out. So I got out and I didn't even get my spicy cordial. I got some other crap. It's very easy to spend money in this country. And so where was I going with this? Yes, not drinking. So that was another way that I raised, I demanded more from myself. And when we demand more from ourselves, so this is coming back into being high maintenance, it's going to turf up all our limiting beliefs, all our core wounding, because drinking and dating for me was a way of me avoiding myself, of really taking full responsibility for myself. I did a reel the other day, or a TikTok, and I said, you think you can get away with it, but you can't. And especially if you're over 50, you definitely can't get away with it. Well, our bodies are vintage models. I mean, I kind of get in this delusional state because my face looks younger now I've had my facelift, but my body inside isn't younger. And I'm like, oh, my knees hurt and this hurts. And I'm like, no, they hurt because you've got to move. You've got to go to the gym every single day. You've got to walk every single day. You've got to take extra darn care of yourself, high maintenance. So this is, I mean, you could look at it as really deep work, because I feel like what I've explained is deep, deep work. And also, you could come at it not so deep too, but I mean, we want to go deep because we want to change who you are, right? We want to change, like, we want to root out anything and everything that's stopping you live this fucking vibrantly wild, fully fulfilled life. And so that means that you've got to demand more from yourself. So as you start to do this, you start changing who you are inside. And I've seen it as well. I wish you could see me because I'm pointing at the screen and this is an audio. I'm pointing at you because I've seen it as well, because this whole move from Turkey to Tampa has been, it's been a big one, and it's tested me. And for a long time, I wasn't in the gym because also I was recovering from the facelift. But slowly, I think I've been back in the gym probably about 2 months now, but my confidence in myself, my rootedness in myself is amplifying, it's compounding all the time. One, I feel, I mean, I'm back, I'm strong. I'm like, no, you don't fuck around with me. And also, like, my body is like, oh, I can see those muscles again. I can see you coming through, and I can lift heavier. And that compounds over time. So I can see it even from something like that, that And it was really easy to go, oh, I can just put the gym off a little bit more, a little bit more. And I was like, no, you've got to go back. And this is demanding more from myself. And as I do this, and you could do this too, and it could be in any aspect of your life, what you're going to do is you're going to build a deeper trust bond with yourself. You're going to build a deeper trust bond with yourself. You're going to have the utmost respect for yourself, because you're like, when you see yourself in the mirror, you're like, fuck, I am that bitch. Yes, there she is. There she is. And that, you shifting, because you know you're showing up for yourself. Oh, the storm is here now, it's starting to rain. It's going to change your energetic frequency. You're going to become more aligned with who you're here to be, like inside the soul version of yourself. The soul version of yourself does not want us in shitty, dead-end relationships, businesses, work environments, friends, countries. What gets us trapped there are our fears, our fears. And this is why I love doing this work, because as you show up differently for yourself, this is why Flaunt in September is going to rock your world. All your old fucking shit is going to come up to the surface. And what I'm excellent at is dealing with your shit, dealing with all your old conditioning, navigating it, because you can't kick that to the curb. You can't ignore it, and you can't force your way forward. You can't fake it until you make it. You've got to be able to meet all parts of you at any period of your life, at any point in your life when they pop up, and you need to be able to sit with them. You need to sit in the uncomfortability that there is a part of you that doesn't want to do it, that feels uncomfortable, that feels scared. And you need to be able to hold that part. And you need to be able to reassure that part. You can't bullshit your parts either. You can't go, oh, this is all okay, I'm fine, when you're not fine. Your parts know. Your inner world knows. And so you need to be able to navigate, and this is the alchemy. This is where you turn all your shit into gold. This is where it all shifts. You need to have this skill, and this is a skill that I have been teaching for fucking years, and it is the skill of managing yourself as you step out bolder, more audaciously, and go out there and live the life that you know you're here to live in your very, very, very bones. And it means that you must be able to be more deeply connected to yourself. That was a lot of words there. You must be willing, you must be willing to drop into a deeper connection with yourself. And so this actually ties into the work of what I was talking about last week's episode. I was talking about the domestication, and yes, that's part of it. And it's a small part. If you're coming into my world, you must be willing, you must kind of have that want to be deeper connected to yourself, because that's going to change everything. So as you demand more from yourself, and so I'm going to put it over to you, like, where is it that you can demand more from yourself? And I would insert a pause here. Don't run off with the first thing that comes into your mind, because that's normally your egoic mind. Sit with it. I trust that you have a writing practice in your life where you get to connect with yourself on a daily basis. Write it out. Ponder over the question. Ask this question before you go to sleep at night, and let your subconscious find the answer. Where do I need to demand more of myself? Is it in relationships? Is it my business? Is it my pricing? Is it my voice? Is it with my food, my movement, my health? Is it my wealth? Is it how I'm showing up with the opposite sex? Who fucking knows? But I tell you who does know, your inner knowing, your desires, your body knows. And you need to be able to open the channel and just wait for the answers to come through you. And then from there, start to think in very small steps, what is it that I need to change? How can I demand more from myself? You ask that question around the topic that's arose from within you. And then you start showing up differently. And be prepared for the shit to hit the fan, because whenever we show up differently, whenever we get out of our comfort zone, all our fears will come rushing in and they will grab us by the memories and go, oh, we can't do that. And that's, I'm preempting what's going to happen. You need to be able to navigate that so you can keep going forward. And this is why small baby steps compounded over a period of time. This is why when you listen to anybody with wealth management, they're like, start saving when you're a baby. And, by the time you're 25, you're going to have millions. And because it compounds over time, it's the small things over a long period of time that are going to make a difference, not the big, I'm going to show up differently for the next 3 days and then go back to how I was because I scared the bejesus out of myself. So as you start to do this, you will shift your energetic frequency. You become more rooted, more grounded, more robust in who you are. And when I was walking earlier, it's like you're claiming your sovereignty, your autonomy, you're claiming agency over yourself. And you realize, because you can do this for yourself, you no longer tolerate it from anyone else around you. So you don't tolerate shitty behavior or people that don't give you attention, like the right attention. They don't see you, or people that are just flaky. You're like, no, I'm not going to spend my time with that, because you respect yourself. So then you naturally, can you see there's a natural flow out into the world, because you've changed inside, you change your outer world. So when people talk about, what do they talk about? Manifestation, identity. I mean, I am an identity alchemist. That's what I'm really good at. Is my phone never, no one ever texts me. I'm like, well, we are 31 minutes into this podcast and I'm not starting again. Don't look at your phone though, because I was like, oh, I wonder if it's my son. But when people talk about manifestation and in changing our worlds, if you want to change your outer world, if you're not happy with your outer world, stop blaming and moaning and groaning about it. Go inwards and change your inner world. Be fucking high maintenance. Demand more from yourself, and then you will naturally, by default of shifting your energetic frequency, demand it from the world. The world will see you differently because you see the world differently. This feels good. This feels really good. I'm excited to see what you do with this. Come find me on Instagram. I'm Ms. MS Star Monroe on Instagram, Star Monroe on TikTok. In the show notes, there is the wait list for Flaunt. There'll be the link for my book, My Wild Love Affair. That's on Amazon. Anything else I want to put in there? And if you would like to get to know me deeper, you like how my mind works, you're thinking about coming into my world, you want to work with me, come on over and join me on my private podcast, After Hours. It's a deeper level into me where I riff about my life, and I truly believe it's a great place to get to know me, to see whether I'm the right guide for you. As you dare to live as a desire-led woman, I will meet you there.